Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We're an emerging nation. We've been around about 4 and a bit years, and we've been putting in solid foundations to be here for many generations to come, not just a few weeks, years or months. We are now in a position where we are expanding our economy, and that will improve the value and liquidity of our currency. And of course, that'll benefit all our citizens because they all hold our currency. We give free handouts every month to our citizens, and anybody can become a citizen. You just come along, register, prove you're a real person, and that's it. There's no fee, no obligation. Once you become a citizen, you are recognized as equal to every other citizen, regardless of your gender, color, class, creed, height, weight, age, or anything else. Those superficial differences don't matter. We see everyone as a human being. We recognize that you're all absolutely unique as a human being. All are unique, and so have something unique to offer our community, and therefore of equal value to every other member of our community. That is a non-separatist ideology, and we have a little affirmation that helps us with that before we get started on the updates. And before the affirmation, we have a little prayer, and that's to help us find what we seek in life. Everybody seeks the same thing in life. Now, not everybody wants a Porsche or a big house or to travel, but everybody wants to be happy, and that is what everybody seeks. And it's not just that short-term happiness, it's that inner joy that can't be taken away from you, and you can't buy that. There are people with lots of money still not happy, and they don't know why, they don't know what it is they're missing, and it is that ever new joy that you get, and you only get it from loving service to other people. The great thing about being of loving service to other people is it attracts into your life everything else that you want and need. You don't have to bother about chasing after money or trying to find time to do things, or how you're going to travel or take that vacation, get that home. It'll all start just happening for you. The more service you offer to the more people, the faster it'll happen. So that's what our little prayer is about, and we'll be getting started with that prayer and the affirmation in a moment. But first, let's welcome people, whether you're watching live or watching the replay. A big welcome to you. You're appreciated, both for being here, whether you are a citizen or a visitor, guest, somebody just passing by to see what's going on. It doesn't matter. All are equally welcome and appreciated. And we know that not everybody watches the live event because 7 p.m. London time isn't convenient for everybody. There's a webinar I would like to be on, which is going on tonight, and I think that's can't remember the time now, but I think it's in about 5 hours time, which I'll be in bed, and I'm not going to stop up for it or get up early for it. So hopefully there will be a replay of that and I'll be able to see it. But we always have our replays, and they're available in YouTube, and they're available in Facebook, and they go back right the way to when we started over 4 years ago. So plenty of stuff for you to watch if you have a few days, or weeks, or however long it would take. Okay, with that said, let's have a look at who we've got in now that is saying hi in the comments. We've got Ramachandra in from Watford in England. We've got Ron in from Amsterdam in Holland. We've got Joe Torres in from California. He says, if I put $50 into PPP now, will it go into play right away, or does it have to wait until a 30K game group is filled? Not something we should be discussing here, but I'll find a way of getting you answered on that. in a moment. But let's just do the welcomes and I'll come back to you. I won't leave you hanging on a limb, okay? We got Lewis in from Lisbon in Portugal, Don in from British Columbia in Canada, Deborah from Southern Alabama in the United States, Werner in from South Africa, and we got Bosina in from Edinburgh in Scotland. So while other people are joining us, let's get started with that little prayer and the affirmation, and then we'll get back. We'll give you the updates and we'll answer any questions, including Joe's. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member that they find the joy of service, and through service attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. And our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay, let's attend to Joe's question first before I get distracted and forget about it. Now, unfortunately, this refers to a very, very powerful program which has a massive potential, but we're forbidden to give out details about it on social media. And in effect, if we talk about it here, then we're on social media and we're breaking the rules. So all I can say is, first of all, if you want to know what this program is about, you need to become a member of We Share Abundance. And if you are a member of We Share Abundance, if you go into our multiple income streams, and there are lots of opportunities there to generate income outside of the income that you can generate through some wonderful plans actually within our community. And you'll find one of them which has our secret page or something like that. It's in big, bold, blue letters. And if you click on that link, it'll take you to an explanation of what Joe's talking about. The short answer to Joe is we have, I think, 8 places in a group that we can allocate to members in our co-op. That group was purchased a couple of days ago or so. I can't remember exactly when, but it doesn't become active until 7 days after it closed. It did close a few days ago. It closed the day we bought it or the day after. And that's all the information I can give you here, Joe. Okay, so you don't have to wait forever, even if it was, I mean, that opportunity is amazing. It's attracted over $3 million in contributions in a relatively short space of time. So groups fill very quickly anyway, but we have a group that we bought a few days ago. We bought into a few days ago. We didn't buy the whole group. And it'll be active fairly quickly. And then you'll get payments, hopefully. I mean, we can't guarantee them. It's a third-party plan. We have no control over it as they state in their webinars and things that you can find on that secret page. Okay, that's the best I can do for you, Joe. So I hope that answers your question, and anybody else that's thinking about it. Who else have we got in? We've got Mary in from Illinois in, I think Chicago, actually, Illinois in the United States. And we've got Andrew in from New Zealand, Auckland in New Zealand. Right. Back to We Share Abundance, our own community, where we are with that. We are in the process of being in soft launch, I suppose you would call it, of 2 very exciting plans that basically guarantee your success, provided you stick with it. You're not going to get success jumping in and jumping out. You're not going to get success anywhere jumping in and jumping out, flitting from one leaf to another like a butterfly, or from one shiny object to another like a butterfly. Unfortunately, most shiny objects don't last very long. So you might be forced to flit, you get stuck into one and in 2 or 3 months it's disappeared, and so you have to move on to the next and so on. What we offer with our programs is sustainability. We are here for generations, not just a few weeks or months or even a few years, many generations. And so you can put your heart and soul into our plans. They're not necessarily going to make you wealthy overnight, but they'll get you where you want to go. If you are very active, yes, you can make an awful lot of money very quickly. Not many people will create incomes of, say, $20,000 a month in 3 months, but it is possible. And in time, there will be people that will join us and do that. But the majority of people, it'll take time, and you'll start off just plodding along and making a little bit here and there and gradually growing your income. And that's what it's about. It's about persistence. A river cuts great canyons in rock, like the Grand Canyon. It's been cut by the Colorado River, not because the Colorado River is stronger than the rock, if you like, but it's persistence. It's just running over it for centuries, and it cuts and it cuts and it cuts and it cuts, and it wears that rock away, creating big gorges. And it's a good example of what you've got to be like in persistence. One of the plans we have is the 777 plan, and we've had a few members complaining about not getting very far with it, and why aren't they? Because although we've designed the plan to give you the best assistance that we possibly can, in that we create the opportunity for all members to give away paid positions at no cost to them and no cost to the person that they are referring or putting into one of these positions. We call them assisted positions. Then if people don't put somebody into those assisted positions, the plan slows down, and it's slowed down for not only those people that have the assisted position that's not filled, but also for their sponsor and so on. Most of the people complaining have not done anything. They've joined the plan, some of them as assisted positions anyway, so it's not cost them anything. They've not put their hand in the pocket. They've had 2 assisted positions which quite often have been filled by the system for them because they didn't have the integrity, the feeling for somebody to help them out and put them into one of those positions where they'll make money. So the system has located people and put them into those positions. So they have people in their business, it's in different levels, and they've done nothing, they've paid nothing, and they're complaining. It's life, isn't it? The more you give, the more people want. And if you're not getting out of life what you want in any area at all, you've got to look in the mirror and say, why aren't I? Because in life, you get back what you put in, and you get back more of it. So make sure you put in good, because if you put in bad, you're going to get bad back as well. It's like judging other people. Don't judge other people, because when you do judge, you tend to judge them on your own standards. And so it's like a mirror into your soul when you judge other people. Don't judge other people. Judge yourself. Look in the mirror and say, why aren't I getting what I want out of life? And then, when you've analyzed it, do something about it. So that plan is amazing. It's working very well for a lot of people. It is at the moment not placing anybody into those empty boxes because we are waiting to make some upgrades on that system. And we want to make those before we get back to filling boxes for people. But really, you should be getting out there. You should be saying to somebody, look, I've got a wonderful opportunity for you. It's not going to cost you anything at all. It's going to help you. It's going to help me. It's going to help my sponsor. It's absolutely, totally free. There's no obligation to do anything, although if you do, you'll make money faster. And put somebody in. You can even put in people that you love and do a bit of, when they get there, and to manage their account for them, Put your father in or your mother, manage their account. When they get their little box, that everybody gets at least 2 people that they can put in, and that's enough to help the system to work. Then help them to fill their boxes. If you are putting in people that then you can communicate with them and you can help them. If the system puts somebody in that you've got no clue who it is, all you've got is a username that says abracadabra or whatever they've used as a username, and they don't do anything, you can't contact them. Now, this is something that we will be addressing in the future, but at the moment, there's no way you can get in touch with them. And so if they're not going to do anything, if they're not going to fill those boxes, you've got to wait for the system to do it. Now, at the moment, we have about 20,000 people that we can put into those boxes, and that may sound like a lot, but it's not, because they will go like that, boom, once we start placing them again. And then it'll take time for the system to locate people that they can put into lots and lots of boxes that will be there waiting to be filled. So do what you should be doing and help some people be of loving service to people by putting them into the 777 plan. Not going to cost you anything, not going to cost them anything. And they'll have the same opportunity as you to build a business over time. We're not talking about $1 million overnight by pushing a button or something, you know, some secret code that you put into your website. You've all seen the hype and you all know it doesn't work. So stick with what we have. Very, very powerful plans that over time will pay you hundreds and thousands of times for the effort that you put in. Hundreds and thousands of times over for the effort that you put in. And that applies to the ShareHope plan as well. I've not heard from Rohit since we had the discussions yesterday, but I know he'll be working on things when he's got the time, and he'll upload them, and we'll see if it's got it all sorted out. He knows we're working to try and get it all sorted for Friday. It's all basically in Rohit's hand on the ShareHope side. Devyani is currently working on the new KYC platform. She says she'll have it done by Friday, but it won't be uploaded and checked until Monday. So we're looking at that being available from Monday of next week, which is, I believe, the 29th of July. At that time, anybody wanting to make a withdrawal will need to verify their ID through the new system. Sorry if you've already done it. If you've already done it, you can make withdrawals now. But once we upload that new system, you're going to have to do it again so that we can get everybody into the new system, and rather than having bits and pieces all over the place. The new system is better. It's all encrypted. It's very secure. Your information won't be available anywhere. It's in multi-languages, so you won't have to struggle with English if you are speaking another language and English is a second language, or perhaps you don't even speak English, so you have to use some sort of translation service and all this sort of thing. It'll be much more user-friendly for you, and it will enable us to do things that we've not been able to do, and that is track for duplicate entries and this type of thing, any people that are trying to game the system, and we will have that advantage. As I say, that should be available Monday. Hopefully, we'll have the ShareHope updates done and dusted by Thursday, so that we can check a few things and get them, make sure everything is right, and run the matrix on Friday. What we have to do is we have to make sure that none of our members get shortchanged in any way. I know we've had some people saying, you know, my power line isn't right. If you are already in the matrix, it really doesn't matter, because every free member is in your power line, regardless of what it says, and regardless of what you think it might be. It doesn't matter whether you came in this week or last week. Well, you wouldn't be in the matrix if you came in this week or last week, because we've not run the updates. But if you came in like 3 or 4 weeks ago, you still have a power line of 40,000 people now, because you've jumped above everybody that hasn't taken action. So don't worry about that, but it will display correctly, hopefully by Friday. But even if it doesn't, it won't matter. We'll get you positioned correctly. The main thing is that we'll be changing the way the subscriptions are calculated and run, so that people don't run out of subscription before the upgrades take place in a week. You know, if we don't want people that are paid up till Tuesday of the week, for example, and then the system takes them out on Wednesday, and we run the updates on Friday, and they're not in there. That would be totally wrong, wouldn't it? So we are making sure that everything will be in order before we run the updates on the matrix. And once we get that sorted this time, I'm pretty sure that all we'll need to do after that is improve the reporting for the members in your back office so that you can verify everything yourself and have better access to all the information about your account. Okay, let's have a look. We've got a few more people in, I think. Where are we? We've got Richard from Devon in England. I don't know whether we'd said hi to him, but hi. Okay. Joe says, thanks for the answer about the, now, if I'm searching, come in with, you can't come into our co-op with 500. You have to go directly to that organization. But groups complete usually well within a day. And Joe says, I guess I can use Smart Desktop AI to promote 777. Yeah, I believe we can use it to promote anything at all that we choose. 777 is a good option because it gets people into We Share Abundance. They're then in the power line for the ShareHope plan as well, and they're exposed to everything else that we do. So, so it is good. I've not had time to really get into how you use the system, but they do have a webinar for that program tonight. I think it's about 1 a.m. tomorrow morning in London time. I can't remember exactly, but that would be what, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That seems to ring a bell. So I think it is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Smart AI Desktop, excuse me, has a Zoom webinar thing where they'll be running through everything. I would love to be on it, but I also need to get some sleep at some time, and so hopefully, as I say, hopefully they will have a replay which people that can't make it live will be able to watch. And we've got I can't remember your name, biography in Nepal, in from Nepal. Can't remember the name of the person, but I know who you are, and welcome from Nepal. And we got Michael in from the Bahamas. No volume, can't hear you, Mr. Graham. I'm sure other people can, so I think it's at your end, Michael. Obviously, Joe's been able to hear because he's been answered with things, and we would have everybody screaming there was no volume if that was the case. So I think it's at your end, Michael. Can't do anything about that. We've got Peter in from Cameroon. Sounds good about ShareHope, Graham. I just paid $10 for my second month. Yeah, I believe the automatic payments as well, if you've got deposits in, are switched on again. We did switch them off. I'd have to check on that. But I know somebody was saying the money disappeared from their deposit account, so it must have gone into the, it must have the automatic payment from your deposits activated. I've not checked it, but you can take a look at it. Richard says there is no sound problem. Deborah says I can hear you. Yeah, I'm sure that it is local for Michael, which unfortunately we can't do much about. Right, let's give you the few numbers that we do have. They're very, very sparse at the moment. We'll be getting back to more complete numbers in the near future. But at the moment, we have an increase of 56 in the 777 plan in the last 24 hours. 56, 59, 55, 64. These going back, over the past days for a program that some people are complaining isn't working. 50, 60 people, you're looking at over 1,500 people joining every month. And we put in a total in about 3 months of now 19,668 people. So if you hear people saying it's not working, take it with a pinch of salt. Okay. And we have 51 new registered members, taking our membership count to 45,546. 45,846, sorry. Can't read my own writing. The only other numbers I've got are for Multiply Visa, which is basically a dormant program. No change in anything there, except for the fact that we got the 67 cents just for logging in and checking, claiming. Well, you don't have to claim it, it's automated. When you log in, you get a revenue share. And it was 67 cents today, which goes into the bonus pool, which when we get that program back up and running will be used for the benefit of Multiply Visa members. Okay. Thanks for the few questions we've had, mainly from Joe actually, but that is good. Quite often there's one person got a few questions that they want, and it helps everyone, and it helps me to clarify points as well for you. There was something, one of our support team mentioned that somebody is advertising this program that you're not supposed to advertise in Multiply Visa. And so we may have to look at that, and we may have to block that ad, not for Multiply Visa's sake. I mean, the action would be taken against the member that is advertising, and if somebody complains about them, they would be removed from the program, and we don't want that to happen. So we will have to check on that advert, but it was brought to my attention by a member of support, but I've not seen the advert yet. I've not had time to go through and check them. Okay, so if you're in programs, follow the rules of that program. If you're in programs and you've got questions about those programs, your best bet is to contact their support. We'll give you what answers we can, but we do not control any third-party plans. If we're involved in them, we are just in exactly the same position as you. We're just an affiliate or a member or a participant or whatever you want to call them. Always do your own due diligence on on our own plans as well as on the third-party plans, but particularly on the third-party plans. And if you've got questions, the best place to get them answered is from that program, because they have the right answers. We can only pass on information, and it's a bit of, it's secondhand. It can become distorted. Okay. No more questions while I've been rambling on. So I think we're done for the day, folks. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 p.m. London time, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Until then, get out there, share some love and abundance, be of loving service to others. It'll help people, and it'll change your life so much for the better. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's the way we're programmed. It becomes a habit in the end, to just do a little bit of what you're doing and keep doing it over and over and over again. It just becomes, I do it. You can do it in your sleep. You don't need to spend a lot of time on anything, and especially if that AI desktop thing works well, it could solve your team building efforts, or certainly go a long way towards doing it. You can always add more in. You can always do a bit yourself. There's nothing like the personal touch. People don't buy or get involved in something because of, or usually they don't, because of what is offered. It's all about people. They join people by people. People join people, not programs. So it's always good to get your own brand out there, exposed, where people can say, yeah, I like him, or no, I don't like him, whatever. And they'll, if they like you, then yeah, they'll sign on the dotted line or click the button to join or whatever it is. If they don't, they'll move on. No big deal. Okay. You're never going to be the flavor of the month for everybody, but you always will be for some people. God bless, and I'll see you all tomorrow. In fact, I'll see you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator, always wear